All right, YouTube, here we go. We got a 2004 Subaru Forester. Passenger rear brake light stopped working. After doing some research and checking out some wiring diagrams, forums didn't have much information. Went ahead and pulled the rear panel. Inside the rear panel here where the luggage compartment is, you have one screw that holds this right in place over here. You have another screw right over here, and you have a Phillips head screw in here. You got to lift this latch up, one screw in here, and then right behind where the crossbar that basically covers the rear compartment, there is a screw that sits in here. They are all Phillips head number 2 screws. Take 1, 2, 3 screws out, 4 screws. After taking those screws out, pop these panels carefully. You have a couple pins and clips in place. You got that small pin there, clip there. The bottom panel, you got a blue push pin there, another pop in there. Take this, push it forward. After realizing that, hey, the light first tested, take a look at the fuse. The fuse was working just fine. Fuse is number 16. Okay, so as far as the fuse goes, you got the ashtray or the accessory tray, as you can tell. So if you pop that open, basically you have fuse number 20 amp, which is right here, which is basically fuse number 16 on the circuit. So it's fuse number 16, which will be this one right here. The number's right below it. You'll see the number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, number 20 amp. I popped that fuse. That fuse was good. After testing that again, as I mentioned earlier, all the other lights were working just fine. All the lights were working. Check the switch underneath the brake pedal. That was working just fine. There's no other relay that would go ahead and substitute that. So I went ahead and just pulled the headlight assembly out, tested the wires. There was no power to the rear stop lights. The turn signals were working fine. Reverse light was working fine. The hazards were working fine. Again, after I popped this open, come to realize there is a small clip-on connector that sits right against the wall there. That connector, the bottom end of that connector, has the ground wire. Apparently that had a loose connection. The clip had opened up, causing the light to remain off, not supplying any power. Once I took the pin out, reconnected it, could put the clip back in place, voila, the lights work without any issue. Simple fix, maybe 15-20 minutes of my time. Now it's just a matter of putting all the clips back in place, popping them in without breaking anything, and something that a shop would have charged $70 to diagnose. Got it done in about 15-20 minutes. Figured out the issue, popped the covers back on, and the problem has been resolved. Okay, as far as putting this back together, you have all the clips. You want to make sure they line up in their slots without breaking them. Be very gentle because they're plastic. Put them in the hole, slight push in. Once you hear that clip, that means they are in place, nice and secure. Come up here, do the same thing here, find all the slots where they belong. You got those big clips, you find their groove, put it in its place. Okay, so going on back here, let's see, we'll have to find this clip. Clip has that insert that goes right there. That's one insert there, second insert up top. You want to make sure that these pins all line in place, because if they do not, you will be breaking them and you'll have rattling panels left and right. These 2 clips up here, right above the rear side window, there's clips that go right into place in there and there. All right, so let's see if we can get this gently in place. Line these. As you wiggle them around and you try to line them in place, they will fall right where they belong. So be real gentle. I'm gonna have to put the camera down here to try to get this in place here. Be right back with you. Okay, that's all said and done. Everything is all clipped in place. You can see it's all lined up, ready to go. Now time to just put the screws back in. There's this rubber plastic piece of cap that goes right in here. Screwed in place. Alright, don't have to be overly tightened, just nice and snug. With your screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver. Phillips head screw number 1. Take that, put that in place. Sorry about the camera movement there. Okay, now you have screw number 2. Screw number 2 goes right underneath this small hook here. Tighten that into place. You know, nice and snug. Nothing, you don't want to over tighten them. Drop the latch there. Voila, the screw is no longer visible. Again, let's take it out, pop that open, screw is right there, bring it down, ready to go. And here we go. This last but not least is screw number 3, Phillips head. Again, these are all Phillips head screws. Number 2 style Phillips head screws. Again, just tighten it up, not over tight. Take your crossbar that covers the rear, just line it up in place, make sure it's hooked out on the other side, and once it's in place, take it from there, and there we go. So that's nice in place there. Everything is back together. The entire job took no more than 15-20 minutes. It's all back in its place. Everything is all snug, tight, and ready to go. Put this up, tip, stop light. It's nice and working. There's no issues there. That's your right side. And there goes your left side. And just in case you're curious here, that's your high mount. Okay. Again, guys, this job took no more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops, putting everything back together, taking everything apart, figuring out where the issue is. Shop will charge you anywhere from $70 to $100 labor time. They will charge you by the hours for the diagnostics. Don't waste your time. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on here on the YouTube. Holler at me whenever you get a chance. If you have any special requests, just shoot me a message. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.